Japan, an ancient nation that has helped to engineer the modern world. High-rise megacities sprawl along the country's coast, separated by soaring mountains. One machine links these far-flung cities together in super quick time. The N700A Shinkansen, also known as the bullet train. This is a train like no other. Its aerodynamic nose pierces the air with hardly a sound. It glides on 128 solid steel wheels. And an ingenious system allows the train to tilt into corners without losing speed. 128 air-powered brakes can bring 700 tons of train to a complete stop. And two finely balanced spring-loaded arms deliver enough electricity into the train to power 40,000 homes. This machine is built for one purpose: to carry more people more quickly than any other train on Earth. The Tokaido Shinkansen line is the busiest, safest and most punctual high-speed train line in the world. On average, 365 trains a day operate on this vital traffic artery. It's a matter of national pride that every train leaves precisely on time. In November 2017, one Japanese train company issued a public apology on national news because a train left a station 20 seconds early. Making sure the bullet trains run on time is one of the most important jobs in Japan.
ピークの時間帯では東京から大阪までの間に80本の列車が。
Hideki Sakai is the operations manager at the Bullet Trains Control Center in Tokyo. It's an incredibly complex job. Hideki must coordinate hundreds of trains hurtling along over 300 miles of track, running through some of Japan's most extreme environments. Since it opened in 1964, the Tokaido high-speed line has carried around 6 billion passengers. Today, Tokyo resident Marty Hardin is getting ready to take the Shinkansen train on the 300-mile journey from Tokyo to Kyoto.
I'm ready to travel to Kyoto to check it out before my family comes to visit.
Marty moved from the US to Tokyo 3 months ago. And today she wants to visit Japan's ancient capital, Kyoto. If all goes to plan, the bullet train will whisk Marty to Kyoto in 2 hours 19 minutes. Before the bullet trains were introduced, this train journey took 6 hours and 19 minutes. This incredible performance makes the bullet train a smash hit with the paying public.
I've never seen a train like this. It's amazing. It's very futuristic.
Marty's train is at the station, but there's still a huge amount of work to do to get it ready for departure. It takes a building full of controllers and hundreds of station workers to keep the bullet trains running like clockwork. One of the most important cogs in this well-oiled machine is the driver.
そうですね、幼い頃新幹線の運転士に憧れがあったっていうのがきっかけだったんですけど。
29-year-old Hiroki Nakazawa has been driving bullet trains for 6 years. His job is the envy of every school child in Japan.
見習い期間が半年近くあるんですけども、初めて一人で新幹線を運転して改めて自分がこの新幹線を運転してるんだなっていう気持ちと。
Each bullet train can carry over 1,300 passengers, and they all expect the carriages to be spotless.
滝かな子です。東京駅で折り返し列車の清掃の仕事をしています。
Kanako Taki is one of 494 members of the Tokyo cleaning team.
清掃項目はゴミ収集、座席点呼、もたれ外し、もたれ付け、座席確認、床の清掃です。
A crew of 22 cleaners have just 7 minutes to prepare all 16 carriages before the train leaves for Kyoto.
そうですね、決められた列車の発車時間が決まっているので、それまでに速やかに掃除しなければいけないので。
This is a kind of cleaning operation that Marty's not used to in the West.
One thing that's wonderful about traveling in Japan is everywhere I've been so far, everything is always very clean. I've seen people cleaning out the lockers in the station, wiping off the railings, going down the escalators.
The team must work with military precision to ensure the train departs on time. Kanako has her own method to help get the job done.
そうですね、作業手順を頭にしっかり入れてリズムよく作業することを心がけています。カウントですね、基本的には。はい、1,2,3,4、その作業項目によってリズムは変わりますけど、はい、自分なりのテンポのいいリズムがあるので。
The cleaners work against an extremely tight deadline. The trains spend just 12 minutes at the station. Once the cleaners finish, there are only 3 minutes left to get the passengers on board. The schedule of the Shinkansen is extremely busy and tight. At peak times, one bullet train leaves Tokyo Station every 3 minutes. But thanks to the vigilance of the controllers and the swift work of the platform staff, Marty's train gets the green light at 12 o'clock and departs precisely on time. With more than 300 miles to cover on a tight schedule, the bullet train must get from a standing start to top speed quickly. To accelerate its 700-ton weight, the Shinkansen uses brute force, but applies it in a clever way. Instead of one big engine at the front, the bullet train has many smaller engines that are spread throughout the train. 56 electric motors deliver more power than 75 Tesla Roadsters. 2 spring-loaded arms called pantographs push against 25,000-volt overhead cables to provide the electricity to get these motors running. Gears crank up the turning power and drive sets of hardened steel wheels to over 1,800 revolutions a minute. Together they power the bullet train to 180 miles an hour in a mere 3 minutes.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera to Puan Syamariza and friends. My name is Nur Syuhada binti Muhammad Nazim, matrix number 23DLS19F2067. Today, we want to present about current issue in global transportation environment. Next, table of content. Number 1, history of bullet. 2, the early days of the Shinkansen. 3, expansion and development. 4, present day. First, history of the bullet train. Japan is world renowned for its efficient public transportation system that connects the major cities in the country. Known as the Shinkansen or bullet train, it is highly advanced technological accomplishment that has greatly influenced and impacted Japan's culture, economy, business, and society. Next, I will pass to Nur Farhana.
Nama saya Nur Farhana binti Muhammad Saleh dari DRS2C nombor metrik 23 DRS19F2078. The early the Shinkansen, a high-speed intercity train network that currently consists of more than 2,600 km of rail lines. The Shinkansen was first launched more than 50 years ago. In inaugural segment, the Tokaido Shinkansen started operation of the Tokyo Olympic. A trip between Tokyo and Osaka used to take 6 hours and 40 minutes via the all-limited express train, but it was cut down to just 3 hours and 10 minutes with the Tokaido Shinkansen. Because of this significant development, the trip to and to big cities become more frequency. The Shinkansen success demand as traffic demand increased throughout the next couple of years. By 30 July 1967, yes, 2 months before its third anniversary, it had already serviced 100 million passengers. And in 1976, it reached the 1 billion passengers mark. By 1992, it became the fastest bullet train line in the world, averaging 23,000 passengers in an hour per direction. Next, I pass to Nurina.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Nurina Izliha binti Fazli, Dobermetrik 23 DLS 19F2089. Hari ini saya akan terangkan tentang expansion and development. Due to the public affirmative response to the Shinkansen and intensive rail network that extends to the west to Okayama, Fukuoka and Hiroshima was built and finished in 1975. Shinkansen network that linked the island of Kyushu and Honshu to a number of large urban areas were also established. Over the year, more lines including Sanyo Shinkansen, Jotsu Shinkansen, Chuo Shinkansen, and Tohoku Shinkansen and train models such as 100 series, 300 series, 500 series, 700 series has been introduced to meet the constant increase in the volume of commuter in the country major metropolis.
Nama saya Nurul Janab Tishanua, nombor kad metrik 23-19F2081. Next point, present day. In the past 10 years, the Shinkansen has transported more than 10 billion commuters, average about 1,050 million passengers per year. In Tokyo and Osaka alone, has 26 16-car trains with a capacity of 1,368 operate in both directions every hour. The fastest bullet trains currently operating in Japan is the Nozomi, which covers the Shin-Osaka to Hayakata route and runs on the Tokaido or Sanyo Shinkansen lane at speed of up to 300 km per hour. That's all from us. Thank you.